Chris, he had 40, but those first maybe 14, maybe the most important, because it felt like your offense couldn't get going, and he was the one that was scoring everything for you.
Yeah, absolutely. He carried us early. And I thought all of the shots were, even if they happened early in the offense, I thought they were good decisions for the most part for him. And, we were looking at being down big again,
In terms of his all-around game, do you think this is about as good as you've seen him play over the last month or so?
Yeah. I don't know about that. I mean, I thought he's played some really good games, particularly he played really well in that little stretch when Ant was out in some games there. And, it's hard for me to kind of just recollect right now, but he did play a good game defensively. It was pretty active in our switching.
I was more like the season, like the whole month.
Oh, the whole month. Yeah. I mean, he's definitely absolutely. He's staying. I think for the most part, he's just staying patient. And picking his spots extremely well. So.
I think some of the slow offense, can stem from just not knowing like what the opposing defense is going to try to take away.
I think some of that, yeah. I mean, the nature of what we like to play kind of in our concepts and stuff, and then we kind of you can see what the defense is doing through a lot of variety of action, and then we can try to drill down on some things. But I also think we're not. We just don't have the same pop, and we're not turning corners the same way as, until the game warms up a little bit. I'd like to see us just be a little sharper offensively. So,
kind of knowing, is that why they think the third quarters have been so good? Is that there's a pretty clear direction of here's what they're trying to do, here's how we're going to attack?
I think there's some of that for sure. I think also, I think today we let ourselves down in the first half. I didn't think we played particularly sharp. We weren't locked into game plan, a lot of game plan mistakes. So they think the focus coming out has been very, very, very high. So.
Chris, you mentioned the 10 assists for Anderson. Feels like maybe he's kind of initiating the actions a little bit more. And if that's true, like true point guard, what has kind of gone into that?
Well, I just remember ever since I've seen Kyle Anderson play, I just know he's just really good with the ball in his hands, no matter whether you play him at the 4, the 3, the 1. And it's something we want to get to. They got to guard him. He can get to the spot in the paint. He's such a good passer. He's smart. He has a great understanding of our set plays and kind of when to sprinkle those in too. So he's been huge. And I think he fits well with the Cat and Nas just too, because he allows him to kind of get to the paint a little bit more. And he's always been a good Rudy partner in pick and roll. So he's finding a rhythm with both big sets, because I think one thing that's been important for him is he's played almost exclusively at the 3 for us this year, where last year he played a lot at the 4. He certainly can do it all, but it also kind of it was important to make sure we kept him in the action all the time. So,
and then years past, it wasn't all that uncommon that Carl would have a game that he shot 25 shots in.
Yeah.
And that's not as much the case in this roster construction. Yeah. I'm curious if that's something that you guys you've talked about and being patient for it, or if it's just kind of trusting that the offense is going to come where the offense comes.
We haven't really ever discussed it, to be honest. I think Cat's superpower is his efficiency. And, he can take 14 shots and be super efficient with his foul drawing and his three-point making and all that kind of stuff. And at times, his efficiency covers a lot of inefficiency for our offense, too. So, and we obviously we have a matchup, or most of our plays are directed to Ant and Cat, to be honest with you, but it's best if they get him in the flow. So, and he's done a good job of staying patient and understanding, the game will come to him. So,
when Nas gets on a roll, it seems like he locks into some two-man games with teammates. The other night it was with Na, tonight with Troy.
Yeah.
Is that something that, with J-Mac before, is that something you can kind of build into what you do, or is it something the game will take care of it that way?
Yeah, it's more organic. It's not something that we kind of map out. But what Nas does so well for our offense is get us into like next action, is quick decision making. So, and that's with anybody because we don't know who that next guy might be. He's really good at that. That's one of the things. So all of our bigs give us something different, offensively, and that's really kind of his forte. And
you always say that the position is who you guard.
Yeah.
Is Nas becoming like a 3-4 now?
Oh, God. You going to have him playing point guard now?
No, 3-4.
Oh, 3-4. Oh, I don't know. He's certainly comfortable, but he looks like a hell of a 4 to me. So,
Is it? I mean, I don't even know how to ask this, but you have like 2 bigs who are both like 50, 40, 90 guys right now. Like, what does that open up just in general of where this offense can even go eventually?
Well, one thing is we've tried to up our 3-point rate a little bit more, and you got to ideally you get them from the guys who shoot them well, and those bigs are 2 of our best shooters, and their ability to space the floor is key. And just wait for the ball to come to them a bit, but also, still maintain their other skills, whether it be posting, rolling, that kind of stuff. So, hopefully it'll open up things for Ant. It opens up things for Rudy on the roll as well.